No way. Rich. Rich.
Yeah, what's up?
Have you seen this new video?
What new video?
Apparently you can get 3-inch groupings by switching to HPA at 50 meters.
It's Mythbuster time. So, there's a new video that came out just recently promoting a new line of HPA guns that's going to be come out with. Now, this video goes through a lot of different things, but why don't you give us an idea of what some of those things that they went over as far as the range testing were?
Well, first off, they start out with the AEG. Do a range test of AEG at 40 meters?
25 meters.
25 meters. Then they go to HPA. And that's where it becomes funny.
Yeah. With the 25 meter test with an AEG, by our count, they got approximately 4 shots on a torso-sized target, 25 meters, out of approximately 15 shots. It's hard to count because they have music going in the background, so you can't hear everyone real clearly. It's about 15 shots, very low percentage on a torso-sized target, and the hits hit approximately here, 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 and here on the torso, something like that, all spread out. On the full auto with the AEG, it's spread all over the entire torso pretty evenly, and a lot of shots miss on full auto as well. They switch over to the HPA version and shoot a 40 meter test. We're not really going to talk about that one because more questions come up with the 50 meter test. So 50 meters, approximately 165 feet, right?
Right.
They shoot a grouping that is approximately a 3-inch grouping, about that big, at 50 meters with, they claim, 2 joules or less. We're going to take a look at this and see whether this is something that we can recreate. Alright, so the first test we're going to do, there are 2 basic things that we want to look at. One, is the representation of how an AEG shoots accurate? So we're going to set up an AEG, standard AEG. What we have is an Avalon series with a random barrel and hop-up combination that we pulled out of our parts bin. And we're going to go ahead and shoot that on the range, full auto, at 25 meters, just like they did in the video. We'll use .28 gram Elite Force BBs. We haven't chronoed the gun, but it's a stock Avalon. No internal gearbox upgrades have been made, so should be shooting, what do they shoot, 350 probably? Give or take. Average AEG setting. Let's take a look at that. So I definitely got pushed around a little bit. It's super windy, as you can see, and there are a couple gusts of wind kind of pushing me around, so I'm guessing there will be kind of some side-to-side movement in the grouping. So we're all just right in here. Alright, so we pulled the piece of cardboard out here in the light where you can see it a little better. This is our torso. That's actually a little smaller than a standard torso-sized target, but you can see there are a couple shots that missed, but virtually all of the shots, they're probably 95 to 99% of the shots, I could run the numbers, yeah, about 97% of the shots fall within the torso. There's a high percentage here, probably about 80% fall in this area, and then there's a few that are down here. Again, I wasn't shooting from a stable position, didn't even have a stock on the gun, this was just point and shoot. Let's move on to test 2. So, the second test that we want to run is not actually going to be to try to reproduce the groupings, and that'll become obvious in a little bit, because we don't have the same gun setup, hop-up, all that kind of stuff, so we're not really going to try to reproduce the groupings. What we are going to do is take a look at what the BBs do to the cardboard at 50 meters. In their video, the BBs were punching cleanly through the cardboard every single shot, and not just that, but really tearing it up. Once they put about 20 BBs in the same location, it was really torn up in that location. They weren't just barely punching through, they were going clean through. Now, we don't know exactly what type of cardboard they were using, but we've gotten the thinnest cardboard we can find. This is much thinner than like a cardboard box. And we're going to go ahead and shoot at 50 meters. We're going to be shooting at just over 2 joules. Apparently in the video they were shooting at 2 joules or just under. And we're going to see what the BBs do at 50 meters.
That's not 50 meters.
No, definitely not 50 meters. This is actually 10 meters. BB's punched cleanly through the cardboard. Give or take about a 3-4 inch grouping, just standing here shooting casually. So here's the real results from 50 meters. We're going to take a few shots, and then we'll move down range, and we'll take a look at what the cardboard looks like. Keep in mind that we're not trying to achieve any particular grouping here. We're simply trying to see what the BBs do to the cardboard when they hit it. You probably see I'm having to fight the wind. It's pushing them far right. But let's go see what that did. So I was mostly hitting over right in this area. And you'll notice that the majority of these don't go through. Some of these are stuck. There's one here. That one's stuck in. That one did go through. None of these up in this area went through. Let's see, a couple more down here. This one I think had a BB stuck in it, but sort of punched through. So not at all cleanly penetrating the cardboard. And again, this is like, you can see, this is not heavy duty packing box. This is like thin 2-wall stuff. I'm not sure what cardboard was used in the video, but we tried to get the thinnest stuff we could find. So definitely not punching cleanly through like we see on a certain video. So we had 2 basic myths that we were starting with. One was that a standard AEG was almost ineffective at 25 meters versus a standard torso-sized target. The second was that by switching to HPA, you now get incredibly tight groupings, about 3 to 4 inch groupings at 50 meters. So how do you feel about those 2 myths after our tests?
Well, after the first test, we learned that a completely stock AEG is still fully capable of hitting a man-sized target at 25 meters.
And the groupings were much tighter than what they showed in the original.
Right.
So I'm going with busted.
Busted.
Alright, so test 2 is a little bit different because we didn't really address the issue of can you achieve those groupings. What we actually addressed was the question of does that video show achieving those groupings at that range? We can't say with 100% certainty how that video was shot, what was done. But I feel quite comfortable saying that it was not shot at 2 joules at 50 meters.
I agree with that completely.
Which, from our understanding, was what the video was saying.
Right.
I'm going to go with busted on that one as well.
I'm also busted, guys.
Hi guys, so I hope that was a fun, informative video. Hopefully it just served as a reality check. I want to make a couple things clear though. This is not directed at any other HPA company. I don't believe they were the ones making the video. I don't know whether they even knew it was made. It's directed at the way that we market products. We want to encourage companies to put out honest data on their products, to be upfront with customers, because when you don't do that, when you generate these unrealistic expectations, it ends up hurting the industry because people are disappointed with the product, they're upset, they get burnt out, they don't want to deal with it because they're promised this and then they only get this. Another thing I want to point out is we're obviously not dissing HPA. This is what we do. We love this technology, has a ton of advantages in terms of performance. But giving people this unrealistic view that, oh, AEGs can't hit the broadside of a barn, then you'll be able to pick the fly off a horse at 50 meters if you switch to HPA is just, it's not going to help anybody. Okay, we want to promote accurate information and realistic expectations of what technology like this is and is not capable of. So, thanks for watching, guys. If you have any questions, let us know. This was a quick video we just shot sort of on the spur of the moment. We had a lot of fun with it. And those of you that have not seen the original video, probably doesn't make a lot of sense to. If you have seen the original video, hopefully this explains some things. And the only other thing I want to say is we are not making any particular claim about how the original video was created. I have no idea. All we're trying to demonstrate is that it probably wasn't created quite how it looks like it was created in the original video. So thanks for watching, guys, and we will see you guys out on the field.